Hi, welcome to Calvary Chapel of Hamilton Sunday School. I'm Miss Val, and you know I got my faithful sidekicks here. I got Miss Francesca and Mr. Eli. And the first thing we're going to go over this week is our unit verse for this month. And that is found in the book of Psalms. Psalms in the Old Testament or the New Testament, guys? Oh, very good. You know what? It's easy to find Psalms. It's right smack dab in the middle of your Bible. So if you take your Bible and go, poof, you're going to go to Psalms. And it's Psalms 119:34. Okay? And the verse is, "Give me understanding, and I will keep thy law. I shall observe it with my whole heart." Wow. Asking for understanding so that you can keep the law, the things Jesus wants us to follow. And you ask Jesus to give you understanding, because sometimes you don't know what it is you don't know. But if you ask Jesus, he'll give you understanding. And you want to keep it with your whole heart. And that's going to lead us into our lesson this week. And it's going to be about somebody really special who showed love to Jesus. And you know what? We can show love to Jesus too. And one of the things about the Psalms is Psalms were maybe in song. And I know you guys have great imaginations and you have great skill. And maybe some of you can take this verse, Psalm 119:34, and maybe make a song out of it. And that would be so great when we get together and finally get to see you all in Sunday school, that maybe we can learn a song about this verse. So think about that. But right now, we're going to be talking about Jesus and somebody by the name of Mary and Martha and Lazarus. And our lesson this week comes from the book of John, which is one of the 4 Gospels. And the Gospels mean the good news. And we're talking all about Jesus because that's the good news. So we have Matthew, Mark, Luke, John. It is the 4th book of the New Testament. And we are going to be in chapter 12. So let me set the stage for you. This is 6 days before Passover. And Jesus is in Bethany. And he did something very special. Remember I told you he was visiting his friends? That's right, Jesus had friends. Just like we have friends. And he was visiting them. And it was really special because you know what? He was visiting his friend Lazarus and his sisters Mary and Martha. And you know what was so upsetting?
What?
This Lazarus had actually died. Do you know this lesson? Lazarus had actually died. And Jesus got very upset. And when he got to Bethany, they said, "How come you couldn't help your friend Lazarus?" And Jesus said, "I'm going to help him now." And he said, "Lazarus, come forth." And Lazarus raised from the dead. And so, it's time to celebrate, isn't it? And that's just what they did. Oh, I'm going to love it in heaven because first of all, I'm going to get to see Lazarus. And 2, we get to eat. And I'm a Lombardo, baby. We like to eat. So, Jesus goes to Lazarus' house with Mary and Martha. And Jesus' friends come with them. So there's lots of people there. And Lazarus is sitting down at the table with Jesus. And Martha is preparing the food and she's very busy. And Mary does something that surprises everybody. She gets up and she gets some very expensive perfume. She takes the lid off the perfume. She pours it on Jesus' feet. Remember, they took their sandals off when they got to people's houses because their feet were very dirty. And she knew that. And she took this perfume, which was very expensive, and she poured it on Jesus' feet. And then she took her hair and she started to wipe Jesus' feet. And Judas, one of Jesus' disciples, who we know turns out not to be a nice man. In fact, he is the disciple that betrayed Jesus. And Judas said, what is Mary doing? Do you know if she sold this perfume, we could have had lots of money, like 300 pieces of silver to give to the poor. And Jesus said, what Mary is doing is showing how much she loves me. And do you know when Jesus went to the cross and died, they put perfume on his body, so he knew what this meant. And he said, the poor you're always going to have with you. It's what you do to help take care of them. And so Jesus was very happy with what Mary did. And then everybody understood how much she was showing her love for Jesus. While everybody was busy doing all these things and having conversations, she was focusing on meeting Jesus' need. And you know what? We want to help Jesus in that way too, and show Jesus' love for others. And we can be a helper that way too, just like Mary. Now, we might not have long hair, right? And we might not have expensive perfume, but we have other ways of showing love. And that's going to lead us to our craft idea for this week. And as you can see, hold them up, guys. Take your paper clips off for a second. Take all your paper clips off. And your cards. So if you can see, my friends here have made a clock. Hold up your clock, Francesca. And it said, I love Jesus on the clock. Now you can take a brad or something and make hands on your clock if you want. But then they took little clothespins. You can take a paper clip or a bigger clothespin, whatever you have. And on a piece of paper, they wrote a couple of things on how they can show they love Jesus. Eli, what are some of the things you wrote?
I can help the poor.
Okay.
I can read my Bible.
Very good.
I can help.
Right.
And I can sing praises.
I can sing praises. What did you write, Francesca?
Help, pray, clean, and make me craft.
Make crafts. And so you know what they're going to do? They're going to take their, hold it up, honey, and you're going to take a time during the day, and you're going to take your paper clip and you're going to say, Eli, put that on. I can sing praises. Go ahead, put that on. And then you're going to take it and you're going to say, at 5 o'clock, I'm going to sing praises to Jesus. So put that on your clock for 5 o'clock. Oops. Just put it on there, honey. It's okay.
This is kind of hard since it's at the bottom.
There you go. So at 5 o'clock, Eli's going to sing praises. So if you're a friend of Eli's, call him at 5 o'clock and have him sing praises to you, showing he loves Jesus. What are you going to do? When are you going to do it? When are you going to help, Francesca?
Help at 12 o'clock.
At 12, is that midnight or is that during the day?
During the day.
It better be. Is at midnight, she better be asleep, right, guys?
I
So
will be asleep.
that's right. So you guys, you can take your paper plate, or you can make a book, or you can do any way just to remind yourself of all the ways that you can show you love Jesus by being a help. So this is an easy craft to do. And remember, when we finally get together, if any one of you bring a craft, anyone that you've done during this time, Aunt Val's going to have something special for you. So until we actually get to meet again, bye-bye.